God, these microphones are so fun. I could just listen to myself talk forever. For some reason, like when these headphones are on, I'm God. As soon as you take them off, I'm just like this little man on this planet, you know?
Mm-hmm. I know how you feel.
Yeah, let's just keep the headphones on all the time. We'll be like gods of our own world, you know?
But then you're that guy that wearing headphones all the time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like one step away from being the dude that's wearing the helmet all the time. like we hang out together. Like, oh, dude, you see that guy that's wearing the helmet all the time? He's always hanging out with the dude with the big cans. Anyway, that's a perfect segue into our first topic here today.
What's that?
Here at BPR, we're gonna get philosophical today. I mean, you see, we got philosophical questions queued up here on the screen. Wow, BPR's going there. You feel it today. BPR has never been in these waters before. This is dipping the toe in.
Dude, that's exactly the image I saw in my head. It was just like somebody just dipping their toe in like this big lake, you know?
Yeah, just the baby one too. The lake is so big. Just like, yeah, just like. Okay, so the question. So the question is, do we have free will?
No.
You heard it first here in BPR. Fuck no.
No, I mean, there is no... Okay. See, now I'm just realizing how much of a hard time I have getting my ideas out in the English language.
Right? It's limiting.
That's my first barrier here on BPR. But I know what I want to say.
All right, I'll say some stuff, and
all right, go for it.
And we'll see if any of this relates. So,
okay.
Do we have free will?
Mm.
I don't want to say ultimately yes or no, because I think it's actually a combination of the two. If I could maybe talk about it that way. One thing I always thought was interesting was that I realized that there was a lot of things that, there's a lot of possible realities that were really far away from the one that I'm observing right now.
Mm-hmm.
That you can't really steer to right away because, I'm sitting in a room doing a BPR, subterranean, fucking hang down here, like getting all deep and shit, like that's what's happening in my reality. I'm in this room, if I want to be a purple elephant out in some other random galaxy, that's like a lot of steering to do, you know what I mean? Like you got to go like thousands of eons in like another direction dimensionally, whereas like, sitting in this room doing a BPR episode, maybe my free will isn't like I can't go all the way that far out, but I can steer just a little bit away by choosing to maybe move this hand. Is this a choice? I mean, that's a whole nother question, but I think we can almost like steer relative to where we are at the time.
Yeah. Make small changes, just a degree or half a degree in one direction, but over the,
Yeah, so ultimately, I don't think it's like a an ultimate free will. I think it's, I think we have more of like a co-creation or co-creator relationship to reality in which we can kind of steer left and right, but we're still kind of where we're at that moment anyway.
Right.
I don't know if that.
Well, I think that's a good, because you're kind of coming at it a little bit more spiritually than I was in my head. Because in my head I was thinking, we've always been part of some sort of a tribe. We've never been, lone wolves. Mm-hmm. And to remain in a tribe means to adopt a culture.
Absolutely.
And to adopt a culture is to limit your free will in some sort of way.
Absolutely. And that's a whole nother side to this question that I wasn't really even thinking of. So what you're saying is that in some way, we limit our, infinite potential as, beings of light, if I can get that out here on BPR.
Yeah, you're getting at it.
We somehow we limit that in some way by adopting a set of cultural rules, or by agreeing to like culture bound ideas. We limit that infinity in a little way.
Well, yeah, and you can't. There is no existence as a human being outside of culture, of any culture. It's just impossible. We're we live together.
I like that. We live together.
And ultimately it's beautiful, but it's also, you have to accept that it's not a situation of free will. Because you can just take any example. Like, I can't kill you right now. And yeah, that's crazy to us, but it's true. You know what I mean?
You said you can kill me right
I
now?
cannot.
You cannot.
Like, I cannot shoot you in the head right now and not go to jail. Like, there's
Right. Culturally. Like, physically, you can kill me, or you could try. I mean, I would try to stop you, maybe instinctually, but you know what I mean? So on that level, you can,
right.
But culturally, we've limited our free will in saying that if you try to come at me with that Dasani bottle that you got over there right now, and you try to just bash my shit in,
I don't think that'd work.
Yeah, they'll take you away.
But this mic stand might work. Well, yeah, I mean, you have to. That's part of the paying into culture. Is you lose those rights.
Totally.
But there is no humanity without culture, is what I'm saying.
That's interesting.
There's no point in arguing whether yeah you could kill me. No, I couldn't. I absolutely couldn't. Absolutely.
Not here at BPR.
Even if dude, it just doesn't work.
Yeah, it's almost like we accept these limitations of our free will, but and at the same time, that's what defines us. Exactly, dude. Exactly.
It's the yin and the yang, dude.
Yeah, together as one. You heard it first here at BPR.
Maybe not. Heard it first.
No, you didn't hear it first. You heard it first like thousands of years ago, probably back in India or something like that. Okay, this is a good one.
This is uncharted territory.
Yeah, those first. Okay, we're gonna move on to this next question. This is a little bit on the lighter side. I think this will get the wheel spinning. Are you ready for this, Cam?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Where's the line between insanity and creativity?
Whoa.
Yeah, let's let that sink in here, BPR. Let's not rush this. This is gonna be a good one.
Damn. Maybe when you hurt somebody?
I could see that. I'm also thinking that it's almost like the difference is in the eye of the perceiver. I had something else to say about this when I wrote this question down, but I've totally forgotten about that.
We also, before any of that, we have to define these terms. What is insanity? What is creativity? And that in itself just makes this almost impossible.
Right.
But keep going. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
By being in the eye of the perceiver, I think what's interesting is that it almost implies another party looking at at a case and saying, okay, that's either creativity or insanity on this spectrum, you know? It almost implies like another person having to judge, and at that point, maybe it's kind of arbitrary between the two, and
yeah,
you know, on some level. But I mean, there's also like, you know, mental disorders where, I mean, who knows? Maybe like hallucinating that you know talk to a bunch of extra voices in your head,
which is a whole nother BPR.
Yeah, it's a whole nother BPR. You know, maybe that's just, you know, a creative imagination. Who knows? Like that, you know, the distinctions at that level might be arbitrary, you know?
Yeah. I think it's incredibly arbitrary. And it's almost back to what we were saying, it's almost defined by culture. Whether you're creative or insane.
Yeah, it's almost like who we are seems to be so like nebulous and undefinable
Yeah.
It is creativity. Like when you get behind all the culture ideas and all the things that we've learned and all the things we've gotten from childhood, when you get behind all of that, which is, it's who we are. It's who we've become. It's amazing. But when we get behind that, to the light, that's just like a purely creative, undefinable, nebulous space. And it's almost like how much of that you let out into the world, in what ways, will be the difference between being perceived as creative or insane.
Yeah.
I don't know, just another little.
Yeah, I dig it.
You heard that first here at BPR. Okay, we got one more. We got one more topic here.
One more coming in hot. Coming in hot.
Oh, it's coming in so hot. Is there
piping?
You ready for this one, Cam?
Yeah.
I don't know if the listeners are ready for this, but I think we can feel this one.
Okay.
Is there such a thing as sexual perversion? Is it a thing?
I mean, my gut just says yes. But why should I question that,
Yeah.
Of course I should question that.
Yeah, we got to let it ruminate a little bit here.
I mean, my first... this is fucked up, but my first thing went to child pornography is super fucked up, and nobody should do it. So, yes.
Right, and maybe why that's fucked up is because maybe arguably there's a victim there. So it starts to get kind of wary, and we might want to call something...
A helpless victim.
Right.
Like an honestly helpless victim.
Right. And we might want to call something, perverse or wrong when there's a victim. But let's say when no one's hurt and it's just like win-win no matter what. Is anything sexually perverse?
You're saying if nobody gets hurt,
if there's no victim,
and everybody's happy. That's a kind of a big...
Yeah, like you got this woman, right, who is paying this willing...
Oh, I see.
70-year-old man, alive 70-year-old man. She's paying him to... Oh man, there's like so many things, and like none of these things I should say on this radio station right now.
Please don't.
You know what I mean? And so she, he's willing, and like say it's like fucked up. You know what I mean? Like say there's like some sort of like crazy kinky mutilation or something like that. We don't have to get into the details, but like say everyone's kind of happy with it. Can we call it sexually perverse?
I mean, now
there's no victim there.
Now that we've made these qualifications, I would say no. That's fine.
Yeah, it's almost like you can talk yourself into like a relativistic standpoint.
Yeah, totally. Now that we've set, that's a big qualification in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. That there's no victim.
That there's no victim. And I almost have to say that we can't make that qualification.
Interesting. BPR's taking it there today. Do you feel that?
Dude, there's good episodes.
I think we got like part of our foot in the water too. We didn't just like stop at the big toe. We like, we dipped like almost up to the fucking, heel here at BPR. BPR. Here at BPR. Here at BPR. BPR. B.